As a fresh graduate, the city had already chewed me up and spat me out. All I wanted was a cheap place to crash, and this old hostel seemed just right. The building was ancient, with peeling paint on the walls and lights that flickered like dying heartbeats. I dragged my suitcase down the dim corridor, room 307. For some reason, the shadows seemed to cling to this door more than any other. A strange feeling, a cold knot in my stomach, told me not to go in. But where else could I go? I pushed the feeling down and unlocked the door. That first night was unnervingly silent, the kind of silence that's so loud you can hear your own blood pumping. Shadows in the room seemed to stretch and twist when I wasn't looking directly at them. Every creak of the old building, every distant city sound, made my heart jump into my throat. I told myself it was just exhaustion, the stress of a new place. I was wrong. The second night, the silence was broken, footsteps, slow, heavy, deliberate. They came down the hallway, getting closer and closer, until they stopped right outside my door. I held my breath, listening. Silence again. My hands started to shake. I sat there, staring at the door for what felt like hours, my anxiety a screaming thing inside my chest. Nothing happened, but I knew I wasn't alone. On the third night, my phone buzzed on the nightstand, lighting up the dark room. An unknown number. The message was simple. "You're in my room." My blood ran cold. Before I could even process it, another message came through. It was a photo of me, asleep in this very bed. The timestamp read to 16 a.m. Tonight, someone was in the room with me. Someone was watching me. Panic took over. I scrambled out of bed and fled into the corridor, my heart hammering against my ribs. I ran to the front desk, babbling about someone in my room, about the texts. The night manager, looking half asleep and completely annoyed. Reluctantly checked the CCTV footage for the corridor. Nothing. No one had entered or left my room all night. He looked at me like I was crazy. Maybe I was. Doubt began to creep in. Was I just losing my mind from the stress? I went back to the room, my own footsteps echoing my uncertainty. I wasn't taking any chances. I pushed the heavy wooden dresser against the door, barricading myself in. I turned on every single light, trying to banish the oppressive shadows, but they only seemed to writhe and twist more grotesquely in the harsh glare. Then I heard them again. The footsteps, but this time, they were coming from inside the room. My eyes darted around, finding nothing. The air grew impossibly cold. I backed away, my eyes landing on the old tarnished mirror on the wall. My own reflection stared back, wide-eyed with terror. Then my breath fogged the glass. But the fog didn't fade. Words began to form, traced by an unseen finger. "You left the door open." Before I could even scream, the mirror cracked, then shattered, glass exploding outwards. And from the empty frame, something stepped out. It looked just like me. Same face, same clothes, but the eyes. The eyes were all wrong, and it was smiling. An awful, stretched, unnatural smile. The next thing I knew, I woke up in a hospital bed. A nurse told me they'd found me wandering the streets, barefoot and incoherent. They said the police had checked out the hostel. Room 307 had been sealed for years. They said it was vacant. But I know what I saw. Now I'm back home trying to piece my life back together. But sometimes, when I glance at a reflection in a window or a polished surface, I see it. I see myself sleeping peacefully in bed. And sitting in a chair beside me is my double, that same horrifying grin on its face, just watching. And in the reflection, only one of us ever blinks. I think a part of me is still trapped in that room, and something else came back in my place. Please, if you see an old hostel, if you see a door marked 300, just keep walking. Thanks for watching. If this story chilled you, be sure to subscribe for more.